Hello and welcome back. And that was the hedgehog, and it comes around about 9 o'clock each night now. We've got two in the vicinity, but that one comes regularly at 9 o'clock, and we lose about 5-10 minutes each night just watching it now. So around about 3 weeks ago I did a video titled I'm late, and I felt like I was late. Everything had just snuck up on me. So since then I've been working with socks off just to try and catch up, and I thought it was a good time to show you how much I've done in the last 3 weeks. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to start off with this mini greenhouse, and it's working really well. Now south is directly that way, so it is actually positioned the wrong way around. You know, I should have this slope facing that way, but because I've done it this way, it's a cooler mini greenhouse, and in this weather I'm getting a nice temperature, a warm temperature. Right, so at the moment I've got all the peppers in here and the Latah. Now the Latah's doing really well. I've got plenty of tomatoes growing on it and plenty of flowers. It is a bit of a jungle, but that's the Latah. You just can't control it. It's a bit of a sprawler, and most of the peppers are doing well, but some of them are a little bit leaf curl. So what I'm doing is just hedging my bets and going with as many as possible, and then pick the strongest ones. And then we've got the 5 aubergines at the back. So like I say, everything's working well in here with this nice warm temperature, and I don't normally have the big doors open. That's just for a show at the moment. Right, so what you'll see behind me is the rhubarb, and that's doing really well at the moment. After the heavy rainfall we've had over the last couple of days, it's really bounced back, and hopefully we should be able to have a harvest of this at the weekend, which I'm really looking forward to, a rhubarb crumble. Then we've got the courgettes. That's heavily laden, the yellow one is. There's quite a few on there. The next lot of potatoes, which these ones are the Cara main crop. Then we've got the green courgette. Again, that's another one that's heavy laden, so they're doing really well. And at the back of them, each one is a butternut squash hunter. Then this bed is the lettuce bed. We've got the onions, which are multi-sowing at the back. They're just the imposter, I think it is. And we've got some beetroots, and the lettuce are still surviving at the moment. The radishes, they did bolt. We're just going to have them as and when. Then coming down further, we've got more potatoes and the broccolis. We've had the first broccoli off that one. It was only a small one. And then all these pots are ratty. The ones over there are ratty, and these are Vivaldi. Then in these two beds, I made the mistake on this bed. I left all the spinach in, and it went to seed, but it's also meant that the onions are not upright at the moment, so I'm trying to get them upright. We've got 2 cucumbers growing. Now this one's a lot smaller, and that's only because I snapped the original one, so I had to go out and get another cucumber. They're just mini ones. Then in this bed we've got the carrots and the onions, and we got the radish and the onions. The white icicle, we've been enjoying that, and we're going to have quite a few of those tonight in a stir fry. But I've also learnt my lesson that the radishes, again, they bully the well, there's not enough room for the radishes and the onions to grow well together. So again, they're all knocked over at the moment. But I've also sown some more carrots as well, and we will start to eat the French breakfast. Then in the far bed we've got the parsnips and the tough ball onions. The parsnips are about a month apart, the first 4 rows and then the next rows. Right, so these are the Grushovka, and they're doing really well. I've got plenty of tomatoes on these coming through at the moment. So those two here are the ones for my mum. I'm taking them down tomorrow. So that should leave me with, I think it's 8 or 10. These are the pole beans, but I haven't had good germination, so I need to sow some more of these abundance. Sweet corn, I do need to pot them up. Again, not the best germination. And this is the basil jungle at the moment. We'll just keep on topping it off, and hopefully everything keeps on just getting bushier and bushier. And then down here we've got all the main crop tomatoes, which some of them are struggling with some leaf curl. So we'll see how they go. But I do have a few spares and a few to go outside. And then I've also got the house dwarf tomatoes, which again, they're doing really well. They do need a bit of a water, but they're doing really well. And then we got this as the backdrop, the banked wall. Foxgloves are doing really well. It's a bit of a jungle at the moment. I do need to go through and get all the couch grass out, and I've also got quite a few herb plants to go in. The Korean mint, purple and white, if they survive, and I'm trying a new herb to go in there as well. But yes, it's a real nice backdrop on a sunny day like today. And this part I do need clearing out all the acrolegias and the wood view. Right, so then we got, it's a bit tight, then we got all these broad beans, strawberries, kohlrabi, cabbage, giant kohlrabi, the chard and the kale, peas. We got some Brussels sprouts, and then this bed is starting to form into more of its summer bed. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to interplant some Chinese violet for hopefully a September flower. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do more of a close-up along here, because it's a bit hard to capture. Right, so we're getting our first outdoor strawberries. These are supposed to be the early ones. They're Christine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace them with these Sweetheart, which we had in the mini greenhouse, because you can see all the Christine I've already done a lot of runners, so it's just all about runners with those. The broad beans, they're starting to get some good pods on them. They've taken a battering since my last I think it was April tour. I think the next day we had this really high wind, and it just blew everything all over. So next time I will be supporting them. Then we've got the kohlrabi, which is looking really good. I'm not sure what size we actually have them at. And that one is I don't know whether that's ready or not yet. Then, yeah, so these are the Sweetheart strawberries. And it's all a bit of a jungle at the moment, which is my word at the moment. But yeah, hopefully it keeps all the birds away at the moment. These are the chard, and in front of it are volunteer dill which are transplanted. And then we've got the kale which the pigeons are really enjoying at the moment, so I need to protect that better. And these are supposed to be Dwarf Hester beans. Right, so these are the Hester which I've just mentioned. Like I say, I've cut them down, but this is one that I haven't cut down. Now the Hester's only supposed to get to 40 centimetres, and that's when it's all bushed out. So I think you've got the wrong seeds in the packet. I'm not sure, what do you think? Have you grown Hester dwarf runner beans before? Do they go to that height and then stop? Because to me that looks like a full runner bean. Right, so get back to these next. And these are the red Acre cabbages. They're doing well. There's ones that were over winter. And we've got Cambridge favourites in the strawberry beds here. They're doing okay. And then another lot of broad beans. And these are giant kohlrabi. They're starting to beef up. Then we've got 2 beds of sovereign strawberries, but you can see there we're starting to get runners off them already. And then these peas were supposed to only get to 2 foot. And then the ones that are behind are the Carina, I think that's right. They're only supposed to get 3 foot. So I've put in the wrong supports. The Carina has only got to around about 2 foot, and these, the early peas, these have got to, well, that's around about 3 foot. So we've had to re-support them after the storms over the weekend. And then coming down here, these are, is it Calamantha? More of a nursery bed for more of the brassicas, but that's it then. Once I've done those brassicas, that's it until autumn. So the Calamantha's doing okay, and so is, I think this is the purple Korean mint, so that's actually my seed. This next one is rocket, and the next one is spinach, which has already gone to seed. But on the back ones are the white Korean mint. This is struggling at the moment, so we'll see how they go. And then at the back, I'm going to say it's called Stradlow. I'll put the proper name on the screen now. And then these are all the Brussels sprouts, which will go into the top climbing frame, protected underneath there with some protection netting. But they're looking in good condition. Right, so then we've got a fig that's doing really well. It's just come out of the greenhouse. A blueberry, another blueberry, another fig, and then we've got these sweet peas. Again, I've got a rogue sweet pea. These are not what we ordered, so that's a bit disappointing as well. I seem to have got, and these are all from different suppliers, not what I ordered with the pea. Maybe the dwarf bean is not a dwarf bean, and these are definitely not the blue frilly Charlie's Angel. I'm not even sure whether this one is it. So we'll see how these turn out. At least the flowering and they are smelling nice, but again, they're not what we ordered. And then we've got another potato alley. We've got Ratty up at the top and Vivaldi here, I think there's 20 or 21 pots, so hopefully we'll get another good harvest off those. Technically 13 weeks will be the 2nd of July for these, but they're still looking in good condition, so I think I'll leave them until they do start to die off. Then we've got the feverfew. We've got 2 of those, nice clumps of feverfew. And then coming up, the peonies. They took a battering over the weekend with the 2 storms that we had. So I've nearly completely emptied that bed, and that's where the Brussels are going to go in the middle, and then we're going to have the climbing beans going up the side. Hopefully be able to put a netting down the middle to protect the Brussels. We'll see how that goes. It's a bit tight, but we'll see how that goes. And we're still taking some rockets and spinach from there, but that does need clearing out and fresh plants putting in. So this is the last growing space on the patio. So we've got the tumbling tomatoes and the Nepal in the dolly tub, 3 blueberries and another set of tomatoes in the other dolly tub, and caramel as well, and chives. Now the tumbling tomatoes, they're wilting in the heat, and we put them in just before the 2 storms as well, but all the new growth is looking really good, so we'll see how they go. Hopefully they survive this heat. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing the progress that I made over the last couple of weeks. It's been a hard slog in this weather, and I'm off now to go and get a cold drink before the camera melts. So like I always say, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you again.